Students, please watch the world map and try to identify various continents like Asia, Europe, Africa, South America, North America, Australia, and Antarctica. Antarctica you cannot identify in the map. For that, you have to go through the globe, and here you are, the map of Europe. Identify the various countries of Europe. Get an atlas and try to identify countries over there. Students, you can see the Turkey there to one side, and to the other side you can see Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, etc. Greek, Bulgaria, Romania, all these countries belong to Europe, and Turkey belongs to Asia. So Istanbul is a place where the Asia and Europe touch each other. That is why Istanbul, or the old Constantinople, the antique name of Istanbul is Constantinople. So Constantinople is called as gateway to Asia. If the Europeans had to come to Asia, Constantinople was the only one route. So the Constantinople or the Istanbul is the only land route to Asia. In those days there was no aerial route, no planes. So you had only land route and sea route. Constantinople was the only land route to come into Asia. There was sea route, but it was very difficult to travel through sea in those days because science had not developed in those days. Sea route was very risky. Risky because in those days there were no ships which used to run through engine or motor, or there were no proper maps, no compasses, or any other facilities like satellite images, etc. So it was very risky to travel through. It was very risky to travel through sea. So Constantinople was the only one land route. The Europeans had to pay the ruler of Constantinople to move through the Constantinople. It is just like the toll. They had to pay toll and move into Asia. Because of this, Constantinople was very rich, and it was a very important business junction where the travelers from different countries will move in. Students, you can see there an antique structure called as Hagia Sophia. This one is present in Istanbul or Constantinople, which belongs to Greco-Roman style of architecture, a European style of architecture. So now a question arises: how a European style of architecture be present in Turkey, which is in Asia? So from this we can understand that there was European presence in Turkey. The ancient Eastern Roman Empire was present in Turkey, and they had extended their rule up to Turkey. So from Hagia Sophia we can understand that there was Roman presence in Turkey, and it was under their control. As I have said earlier, Constantinople was a gateway to Asia, and it was also a center of knowledge, a center of literature, science, architecture, etc. A lot of intelligent and intellectual people were living in Constantinople. So in the year 1453, a very important incident takes place in Constantinople, and that is very important incident in the history of the world also. That is, the Turks conquered Constantinople, or Turks defeated the Romans in Constantinople, and they took the control over the Constantinople. When this happened, all the intelligent people or the scholarly people in the Constantinople felt that it is now no longer they can stay in Constantinople, and they have to go back to their motherland, that is Europe. So all of them decided that they will go back to Europe. So when they did so, the people from Italy, especially the merchant class, merchants means the people who are doing business, different types of businesses. The merchant class in Italy were ready to receive them and give them patronage. Patronage means they are ready to make all the facilities for these scholarly people to live in Italy. So because of this, a change takes place, and all the people, all the wise and intelligent people from Constantinople now move into the Italy. The business class people in Italy decided to give patronage to these scholarly people from Constantinople is that they wanted to safeguard and protect their ancient Roman culture, their heritage, their literature, etc. And with that interest, they gave an opportunity for these people to come and live in Italy. So when scholarly people, a lot of scholarly people came and settled down in Italy, slowly there was a change in Italy. We can call that it was a change in the way of thinking, or change in the art form, change in literature, or change in the scientific field, etc. So this dramatic change or this sudden change in Italy is called as Renaissance.